Well, hello everyone. I hope that your day is going absolutely amazing whenever this video finds you. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Alyssa. It is so nice to meet you. I hope that you'll consider subscribing and hanging around. If you are not new here, I'm so glad that you're back and planning this week with me. So we're starting this video off a little differently. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would have known that last week was a very hard week for me, which is why I'm doing this a little differently and why I've laid my base down. So I will, after I kind of quickly just go through this, what I've laid down in this spread, go back to my normal voiceover and pan in closer for you. But I did go ahead and lay down my base. So again, if you saw me or you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that my eldest dog, my first dog of 18 years, passed away last week. And so I knew it was going to be hard for me to do this spread because how do you really document that? And I wanted to kind of sit down, lay my base down, and kind of just take my time with the base instead of having to rush it for a video, because there's always that like timing, and just kind of go through it in my own time. And then I would go through my day by day in a voiceover while I lay down my stickers like normal. So this is kind of a mix of a little bit of a Q&A. So I've asked just for a few questions, and then I'll also kind of go through my week. So it might be a bit of a longer video because the time lapse will be a little short, or like a little slower. So I hope you make it to the end, and I hope that you enjoy this spread. This spread is Puppy Love. It is by The Giving Girl. I received this the day after my dog had passed. And it honestly couldn't have come at a better time. I initially had bought this kit for the week that my fiance and I decided to adopt our dog, which wasn't supposed to be until September. And we had put off adopting our dog because Rocco was older and we didn't want to stress him out. What that looks like, maybe I'll talk about it in the rest of the video. I haven't quite decided yet, but it came the day after Rocco passed, and it's such a perfect, beautiful kit to kind of honor the memory of him. So I do have this kit also coming in gold for the week that we do adopt. So you will be seeing it twice, probably in the next 4 or 5 months, potentially sooner, who knows. And yeah, so I'm going to jump into it. Oh, very quickly, I have used here headers by Simply Beautiful Plan. These super cute little bow dividers from Sadie Stickers. I have the date dots that come with the kit, and these beautiful little floral embellishments from Christine's Paper Studio. And then I've also got these cute little the little star clusters from My Spoiled Planner, which is a new kit, or a new shop that I haven't tried before. So I haul her stuff in the upcoming haul because I've already filmed half of it. And then this cute little string light set here is from Simply Beautiful Plans. So I am going to cut into my regular kind of voiceover and decorating. Oh, by the way, this is from Bloom's Paper Studio. I really love it. And yeah, so I will see you in just a sec. All right, we are closer, we are panned in, and look how beautiful this kit is up close. This is a pen I use pretty much all the time, and I love it. So I'm going to jump into some questions, and I'll talk about my week a little bit. Again, it was a very hard week, and I have had a lot of questions about what happened, what went on, and why Rocco is no longer with us, and then how I'm feeling about that. So I will talk about them, and then I'll talk about some happier things too, because I do have quite a few questions that were asked. So I've collected them all. I've got a bunch here. I'm going to try and get through all of them. If not, I will save the rest for my next Q&A. And yeah. All right. So let's jump into the first one. What is your favorite Canadian shop? I don't just have one, and I mean that in like the most sincerest way. The shops that I use, or a lot of them are shops that I PR for. I PR for shops that I truly love and stand behind, and I know I'm going to use and can really PR for, I guess. And each Canadian shop that I PR for, I love them for different reasons, which I think is really cool. So yeah, I'll kind of talk about them. I love Simply Beautiful Plans for her mystery kits. They're absolutely beautiful, and they're bountiful kits. And I think that's so cool. You can spread an entire kit amongst a couple of planners throughout the week, or you can save pieces. I have so much from her, and I always refer back to them, especially when I want to do a little bit more stickering in my functional planners. I also love her custom scripts. All my custom scripts are from her, and she's so great. She's also really awesome to PR for. And I think it's so important to really enjoy the shop that you're PRing for. I think it's important as a PR girl because it helps you, like, you want to love what you're promoting, right? So I love her for those things, but she also does some beautiful pieces for Hobonichis and all of that fun stuff. Also Christine's Paper Studio. I love her bow icons. You see quite a few of them here. Her botanicals are really beautiful. She has a really, really pretty kits, and they were done so mindfully. Being a planner girl, you can see that she really was particular about what she put in her kits, and I think that shows. So I love her stuff. The quality is so good, and guys, she's a perfectionist, which I love. Dash of Sun, of course, my monthlies are my favorites from her, and her kits are always beautiful. She really listened to her PR girls when she was reformatting, and she put in stuff that she knew people would love and enjoy. And I find I use so much of her kit when I'm planning. Love her for that, and her foiling is always beautiful. Paper bits for characters, like my favorite. Like, love her characters. And she's so fun to PR for as well. She's so sweet and so kind. And she hand draws all of her stuff, which I think is amazing. So love her for that. Pretty Pinko, her $2 Tuesdays are always bomb. They're themed so nicely. So if you have a kit that has a set theme, she always has something you can use for it, especially like Easter. I bought a whole bunch of her Easter pieces in rose gold to match my Easter kit, and I love that I could do that. Also, her kits, I used one 2 weeks ago for Mother's Day, and that was really, really pretty, and I love how it turned out. And again, really, really meticulous, really pretty dainty kits as well. So those are the ones that I love that are Canadian. I also love Miss and Meow for her beautiful monthlies and kits. Regina worked really hard on reformatting all of her stuff when she reopened, and she again is another particular person and really loves to get things perfect. And I think that really shows, and that's a really cool quality in a shop owner. Oh God, there's so many. Planning Like a Pro, Shani is so beautiful. Her kits are always so fun and pretty. So Erica from the Sticker Party, her stuff is bold and beautiful, and she hand draws all of her stuff as well. Those are the ones that I find I reach for the most, and that I really enjoy. So I hope that helped a little bit. I know there isn't one, but I gave you a couple of different options for different things. So I hope that helped a little bit. I can't pick one, to be like super honest. I just can't do it. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. On Monday, I worked. My script is from Letters to Apollo, and the botanicals throughout that day. Actually, the botanicals throughout the entire kit are from Christine's Paper Studio, and the butterfly botanical floral ones, the windflower ones, are from Letters to Apollo as well. So that'll be throughout the entire kit. And then I also used an icon from Christine's Paper Studio. I used her bow icons throughout the entire really pretty kit. All of my PR codes are down below. And then I also use paper bits for the really cute little YouTube icon, and all of my characters are from there as well. So if you want to get some percentage off in my freebie, please make sure to check the descriptions below for all of my different codes. There's a whole bunch there. I also use a mandala from Honey Inked and a half scallop from Christine's Paper Studio. And then this super cute little, look how pretty this is, heart is from the Giving Girl. So my Monday, I just did YouTube stuff in the evening. We had a barbecue dinner, and we actually celebrated Rocco and Theo's birthday. We know that Theo's birthday falls within this week. We just don't know when it is because of the state of his adoption. And Rocco's birthday is the 16th, 17th, kind of in that realm. It's been 18 years. I think it's the 16th. My mom thinks it's the 17th, so we're not too sure. And so we celebrate them both together, but we also kind of stretch it out between 2 different days. So we celebrated them that night. We had them out on the patio with us, and Rocco specifically was in his beautiful cart. He had all of the meat and all of the fun stuff. We also had him out the day before, and he just sat with us. He got some special cookies from us, and we just really had a good day. It was a lovely, beautiful day. These florals, by the way, are from Planning Like a Pro. Again, I use them throughout the entire thing, so the entire spread, so you'll see them. So Tuesday was the hard day. Rocco woke up. He had a fairly normal morning, but he also had a seizure when my mom brought him back inside from going outside. He had a seizure. And it's the first one he's had. Up until Tuesday, Rocco was alert. He was up. He couldn't walk, but we took him on 3 rolls around the block a day or in the area or over to the grocery store. He was always in a room with us, or lying by the front door. He was very alert up until this day. If you follow me on Instagram, then you'll know the weekend prior we went to High Park and he came with us. So he was alert up until this day. He had a seizure and he kind of was never the same after that seizure. He was restless. He was in a lot of pain, especially Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. He kept my mom up all night. He was whining, he was whimpering. She brought him upstairs to the bedroom so she can keep an eye on him. We called the vet on Tuesday and they said that he give it 24 hours and then we'll see how he is. He's 18. There isn't much they can do for him. And we weren't sure. We don't know why he couldn't walk. They couldn't figure it out. They actually didn't think it was brain related. They can't go in and do a scan because they'd have to put him under, and they didn't think he would come out of it being as old as he was. So I know 18 doesn't sound like it's a very long life. He lived a wonderful life, but he was actually okay for the most part up until Tuesday. He had great quality of life. He still barked when he had to go out. He always let us know. I mean, like he dribbled a little bit in his little male puppy diaper, but he was still very much aware and there, and up until Tuesday. But Tuesday it kind of went all downhill. We did take him to run to Starbucks and run to grocery shopping. We have a grocery shop here that has a Starbucks in it, and we rolled him all the way there with us, and we had to prop him up with a pillow, which is something we hadn't do. We noticed he was really limping to one side and really kind of falling over to one side, which is something he didn't do before. He was always able to hold his top half up. He could still move his feet, no problem. He just couldn't bear weight. So that was kind of our Tuesday. I also worked on some homework. Those little string lights are from Simply Beautiful Plants, and so is the lace divider, the thick lace divider under the quarter box. And then that night, I'm going to pop down right now, you'll see in a second, a honey inked divider, and then also a nail icon from Christine's Paper Studio. And I also did my nails that day. So yeah, that's kind of what happened on Tuesday. Here you go. Okay, I'll jump to a question. It is, what are you binging on Netflix right now? I'm not going to lie, I'm binging Glee. It's just, sometimes you just need a happy, nostalgic, show to watch when you're not feeling the greatest. And yeah, I did watch Ginny and Georgia. I am also watching Virgin River, but I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. And I also watched The Circle. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm binge watching is Glee, and it's not all the time. It's whenever I kind of pop it on. I don't really binge watch shows, and if I do, it's like within 2 days. It's like I'm sitting down and I can commit to this, and I will commit to this show. It's a Taurus thing. I'm very loyal, and I kind of stick to my gut. So that's what I'm binge watching. So Wednesday was the day. So in the morning, after he kept my mom up all night, he really wasn't doing well. He was a lot less responsive. He was whimpering. He was groaning. He wasn't letting us out when he had to go to the bathroom. It was almost like he just didn't bark. He was whining if you touched him, or he was having little spasms. So they were thinking that his legs may actually be brain related or degenerative myopathy, because it looks like it's kind of made its way up its spine and it was really hindering him in some way. I honestly think it was probably brain, especially since he had a seizure, but he never really recovered after Tuesday. So we knew, I actually told my mom because I went to go check on him that night or that morning, and he peed his entire pee pad, which he never did, and he always lets us know when he has to go out. And I asked her to call the vet just to see if they could do anything. And she said, if we call the vet, they're going to tell us it's time. And sure enough, they did. They asked us a bunch of questions. They even checked him when we got there, and it was time. His quality of life had really gone downhill. Try not to cry. His quality of life really went downhill. By the way, these little string lights are from my spoiled planner. The haul coming up is, I'm trying to distract myself. The haul coming up is got a bunch of stuff from her, so I'm excited to show you those. And these really beautiful flowers are from Miss and Meow. And that thick divider is from Bloom's Paper Studio. Okay, back to the story. My maid of honor came over that day, and she's lost dogs before. She's had to put them down because she's had a long run with dogs, where I had Rocco since I was 15. I'm like 34 now. So I've had him for more than half my life, and she kind of just sat with me through it. We spent the entire day with him on the floor. He wouldn't eat or drink anything, but he would have whipped cream, which was interesting. He had about 3 small cups, like little tiny things of whipped cream, and we took him for a final walk around the block. He really, really did not enjoy that. It was very hard for him, so we made it really short. And we took him to the vet. They checked him and they said his quality of life is very poor. He will probably pass within a couple days, but he will suffer all those days, or we can, let him go peacefully. So we did. And he passed in our arms. So it was a beautiful day, but also very hard. So yeah, trying not to cry. So that's what happened. So if you are a dog lover, I'm sorry you had to hear that. It's definitely been an emotional week. So that is why I chose this kit. I think it was the perfect kit to choose, and it just really very much honored him. So that was my Wednesday. Let's jump on to something a little brighter. Thursday, the next day, I was actually really lucky. I was off this week, except for Friday afternoon for the most part. So I really got to kind of just be with my family and, mourn him and grieve the way I needed to. And yeah, so Thursday I was home, obviously emotional AF, and I used a script from Letters to Apollo, which I feel like was the perfect script for that. I'm not gonna lie, I cried on and off all day. It was a very hard day, but at least I know that he is no longer, suffering. So that was really important to me. So yeah. All right. So on Thursday, we didn't want to be home, to be honest. We wanted to be out. So we took Theo and we took him to Kensington Market, and we went shopping for groceries and took him on a really nice long walk and spent time with him. Our focus right now is obviously on Theo, which brings me into my next question. How is Theo doing and how is he adjusting? He's adjusting better. In the beginning, it was hard. He was very confused. He was very mopey. Now he's wagging his tail a little bit more. He's coming on a bunch of adventures. He knows what's happened. I think he was worried that we were going to take him and he wasn't going to come home. So we made sure that whenever we went on an adventure, he came right home and we let him know it's time to go home. So we've been doing that with him. He's getting all the extra treats, all the extra levies, and he is doing a lot better now. Than he was in the beginning. It was very hard for him. We did let him come in the car and say goodbye to Rocco before we left. And so he did get to see him and he knew Rocco was going bye-bye. So that's how he is doing. He is such a little critter, except he's huge and he's so beautiful. And yeah, so he's doing all right. He's doing well. We're just trying to really focus on him. He's never been an only dog before. So yeah. All right, let's jump into another question. All right, so story about your pup. Any plans to buy or adopt? We were gonna wait until we moved to adopt because we didn't want to stress Rocco out. I'm trying to see if I have any stickers that I used that hadn't already been used. No, not really. The same as before. We were waiting because we didn't want to stress. That's right, we didn't want to stress Rocco out. But now with Rocco peaceful, we've talked about it. We are wanting to adopt, and we will be adopting before we move because we want to be able to train him in a big wide space. Also, we want to acclimate him to Theo because they will be seeing Theo regularly, and my brother's dog, who will probably need a little bit longer to acclimate to the dog. We also want it to be around family and get used to Theo being around another dog. However, we're not doing it right now. It's going to be the agency we're going with takes up to 8 to 10 weeks to adopt, which I feel like is a really good time frame, sometimes a little sooner. And so we also said that we need a little bit of time to have Theo be an only dog. He's never been an only dog, so we're really doting on him before we bring in a brand new dog right away. So we are taking some time, but we are going to be adopting, and it will be an adoption. We won't be buying a dog. We did put in for 2 dogs. We're getting 1, I think. It just won't be for a while because it's a really long process. And yeah, so that is the answer to that. So it is happening. And I'm excited, but I also need some time to breathe and really grieve Rocco through. So yeah. All right. Next question. All right. The next one is, what is my favorite childhood memory? I have a lot of them that I really love. A lot of them are kind of a similar type of memory. We used to go to my grandmother's house every Sunday for lunch. She would cook. We'd head over around 12, and we would basically spend our entire afternoon there. And it was just a myriad of moments that I loved. It was being around my family. My cousins would come over, and we did that until my grandmother got, her dementia got really bad. And then we kind of stopped doing that, or sometimes we would host it at our house. But it was just the lazy afternoons with my family and just living our lives there. And we'd be there until 3, but most of us would get comatose at about 1:30. We'd get the itis and pass out, or like play games or play Scopa or harass my grandmother. And I really cherish those times with them. So yeah, that's my favorite childhood memory. I think it's just like a whole like myriad of things, just memories being there, and I love them. So yeah, that's that one. All right, so another one I have is, what's your favorite healthy junk food? I am a peanut butter and celery girl. Like I love, or even almond butter, but I prefer peanut butter. I love just kind of chopping up celery and just dipping it in like a bowl of peanut butter. That's my favorite snack. I know it's not the most interesting snack. I also have a love for siete chips, fuego siete chips, but I don't know how healthy they are because they are done in like avocado oil, which I know is a good oil. They're chips, right? So, I mean, how healthy are chips? So I love those. Also seaweed snacks. I love seaweed snacks. So yeah. All right. So let's jump into another question. I heard that you mentioned that you had a shop yourself. Is that true? And will you reopen? Those are two different questions kind of put together. I did have a shop. I had a shop for a long time. I had it twice. I had to close it down because I got really swamped, and then I reopened it, and then nursing school started. So I did have a shop. Initially it was Planner Fun stickers, and then it turned into Silver Antler Co. when I reopened, and then I got into nursing school, and then I kind of just stopped, I guess. And shut it down. I just had no time to really dedicate to it. And I felt bad because I didn't want orders to be hanging around my house for more than a couple days. I had a really quick turnaround time if when I could do it, and which was pretty much all the time. If I found I was slowing down, I would kind of pause my shop and get everything out, and then start again. And I also wasn't ready to ship in the end, and it was still too much. So will I reopen? Most likely not. I prefer what I'm doing. Maybe one day. I always say most likely not. Potentially in the next couple of years, but I don't think so. I love PRing. I love doing YouTube, and I don't think I will have the time to do it. That's a very honest answer. And I also don't have the time that it needs to give for me to really do something with it. I really loved it. And I know a lot of you guys keep asking if I'll come back with something or I'll do something small. Most likely not. I did go printable at one point, which did really well. But again, I can't dedicate the time that I used to. So yeah, I hope that helps or answers your question, but I did have a shop, and I will probably not do it again. All right. So another question is, are you excited to move to your condo, and why a condo versus the suburbs? I'm very excited to move, mostly because it's in the city. I've always lived kind of in the burbs. And I've never lived downtown. I've gone to school downtown for many years. I've just never lived there. So I'm excited where we're going to be is in a prime area. Very cool. We're right by like a market, and it's such a great place to be in, right by the water. So we're going to move there for a year and a half just for something different. And then we do want to move out to the suburbs further from where we are currently. We want to be out in kind of more of a country area. And yeah, that's kind of it. I think I'll get tired of the city very quickly. I like space and I like foliage. So yeah, and I don't think that place is really, it's not easy to kind of grow a family in the condo in the city. I mean, a lot of people do it, which I don't think it's really for us, at least not in that condo, because it's just a 1-bedroom condo. So yeah, that's that answer to that. I think I've got everything. Let me look through everything. Wax melt combo right now. Ooh, Tigger from Fantasy Wax Melt. That was a question. What is my favorite wax melt right now? Tigger from Fantasy Wax Melt. It's citrusy. It's beautiful. And it's currently what I have in my wax melt. And that is that. I think those are all the questions. I'm glad I got them all in. But yeah. Oh, I lied. No, I'm missing one. So my last question is, what do you do for work? All right. So if you are new here, then you don't know what I do. I am there's so many titles for me, a rec aide, activation assistant, recreation therapist, and I specialize in gerontology. And my specialty is dementia and Alzheimer's. So that's where a lot of my understanding and my learning has come from. And that's just from PSW, being in nursing, and just really taking an interest in it when I first started my programs. So yeah, that is what I do, and I'm finishing up my bachelor's in gerontology. I'm in my final year, and then I want to eventually work for the Alzheimer's Society or a day program, but higher up to really tailor programs to the needs of the residents that we'll have or the clients that we'll have. So that is what I do. I work with the older population, and I absolutely love it. I know it's funny, huh? So yeah, that was my last question. All right, so let me go through my week. Thursday, we talked about Thursday. Friday, I worked 1:30 to 5 that evening. It was also the long weekend. I also took my English test, and I had takeout with my family. And I did laundry in the evening. That's kind of pretty much it. Again, the work script is from Letters to Apollo. The divider is from Bloom Paper Studio. And then all the other bits and pieces I've kind of touched base on before. Saturday, Nathan and I walked to Starbucks with Theodore. And that beautiful circle with the stars is from the Pretty Pink Co. And I love it so much. And the bear is from Paper Bits, of course. And let's see, we also had a family barbecue. And so that little bow square is from Miss and Meow over a honey inked, super beautiful honey inked mandala with some dripping, I guess, starlights from my spoiled planner and some little star clusters. And then the two florals at the bottom of Saturday and Sunday are from Miss and Meow as well. I just really wanted them to kind of, I don't know, create a little scenery at the bottom with florals and stars. Why not? I love this kit so much. On a Sunday, I did some schoolwork, and then I used a Panda Bird Designs girl, and then a quarter little kind of leaflet quarter box from Miss and Meow, and then a super cute little icon from YD Stationaries where I watered my plants. By the way, the bow dividers are from Sadie Stickers. And then I used some more florals from Christine's Paper Studio just to mark off family dinner. We did have some family over on Saturday. Everyone is vaccinated, or at least partially vaccinated, and it was outside, so we were socially distant. And we had just a little barbecue, and the pool was open, and it was a beautiful day, and everyone just came to kind of mourn Rocco. Rocco is the first dog in our family ever. And so everyone came to see him because he kind of, I don't know, got the ball rolling for a lot of our cousins to get their own pets and dogs. So he's very special to everyone, and everyone really loved him. And after 18 years, it's a big deal. So yeah, so that is my spread for the most part. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just filling up my sidebar. Thank you for the really sweet messages and the very kind, just all the support that you guys give. I cannot tell you how much it helped me get throughout the week. It has been a very hard week. As you can tell, I pretty much almost cried twice during this video. But again, you guys mean so much to me, and I am so glad that both my puppies are loved, and you guys just took such a beautiful interest in them. So yeah, thank you. Make sure you check out Giving Girl. That's where this spread is from. I will have it again when our new dog comes to us. That is, but I will have it in gold, so it'll be a little different. I think I'm going to change it up quite a bit the way I used it. And yeah, so check out all of the shops that are mentioned. Everyone is down in the description box below. All my codes are there as well. And I hope you have a beautiful and safe rest of your week or weekend. Have an amazing time, guys. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe and that like button so you know when our next video is coming out, which should be in a couple of days. So have a good one, guys. Stay safe. Bye-bye.